Gentleman from New York is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Only in Washington can one defend doubling the size of the IRS and spending $80 billion to hire 87,000 new IRS agents. According to my friends across the aisle, that's a good thing because the billionaires and the millionaires don't pay their fair share. Yet, according to the IRS, the top 25% of income earners pay 89% of all income taxes. Does anyone really believe that the 87,000 new IRS agents and employees are going to really stop there? Of course not. How else will the Democrats fund their out-of-control and reckless spending? There aren't enough billionaires and millionaires in the United States to pay for it. My friends on the other side will do what they always do. They'll target hardworking taxpayers, families, and small businesses that are the lifeblood of our economy. It has to stop. Coming from a state like New York, we need to cut taxes. We need to reduce the cost of living and make it more affordable for our hardworking families. I proudly support this legislation and urge all of my colleagues to vote yes and end the 87,000 new IRS agents that are going to terrorize hardworking Americans.
Gentleman's time.
Wow, friends. More and more lawmakers are now warning the American people of a recession that may happen this year. The Federal Reserve has just released new information regarding inflation. Top economists and advocacy groups are urging that Congress pass at least one more round of federal relief checks. Friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video, because I will be going over all of the latest news. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community and being here every day when I post a new video. I will be announcing 2 new winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaways. Friends, please enter the giveaway by clicking and liking several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My dear friends, the more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Recession fears are growing, even as households strained by inflation begin to find some relief. The dynamic captures a confusing state of the U.S. economy as the Federal Reserve aggressively fights inflation with interest rate hikes that aim to slash prices by slowing demand and risking a recession. Many economists surveyed by Bloomberg place the chances of a recession in 2023 at 70%, marking a 10 percentage point increase from October 2022. The projections arrived days after the latest rate hike from the Feds, which sent the stock market tumbling. Persistent inflation has prompted the Fed to sustain ongoing rate hikes and imperil the economy, rather than risk deeply entrenched price increases that could prove more difficult to reverse. In turn, the longer the Fed takes an aggressive posture, the more likely that the economy will fall into a recession. But a potential recession would likely be mild, especially when compared to the crisis-induced downturn just 2 years ago and the Great Recession, which for millions of Americans make up their go-to points of reference. Still, for those put out of work by a downturn, the effects would be severe. At the center of the nation's economic problems is its ongoing bout of near-historic inflation. A government report last week revealed that inflation still stood at 7.1% in November compared with the year prior, continuing a months-long decline from a 40-year record high that was reached over the summer of 2022. However, inflation remains at a level more than triple the Fed's target rate of 2%. So in response, the Fed has continued a series of interest rate hikes. The Fed is probably going to have to keep interest rates elevated for much longer. That makes it very difficult for households to borrow for a car or a mortgage. And it makes it more difficult for firms to borrow to take on new projects. For its part, the Fed acknowledges that rate hikes will cause job losses, but says it's trying to avert a recession. Such a policy outcome is known as a soft landing, in which the Fed slows the economy and brings down inflation, while preventing the U.S. from entering a recession. Jerome Powell, the chair of the Federal Reserve, has recently said last week that the prospects for a soft landing remain unclear. Many economists think that the United States will likely avert a recession altogether. Payments worth up to $1,050 from a state program will also be issued to some California residents by the end of this week. But California extended its inflation relief debit card mailing time from 1 month, meaning that some eligible California taxpayers could be waiting until February to get paid. The last group of people in line to receive their prepaid debit cards of up to $1,050 will be those who change their addresses since filing their 2020 tax returns. The California Franchise Tax Board's new mailing time frame is January 30th to February 30th, 2023. Debit cards began rolling out in late October and were supposed to conclude on January 31st, 2023. According to the tax board spokesman, Andrew LePage, this change should only impact a small group of taxpayers. Majority of all payments, direct deposits, and debit cards will be issued by January 31st. Spokesman Andrew LePage says that the majority of the direct deposits were issued in November and December, and another 460,000 payments should be processed by the end of this month. Recent data reveals that fewer people were in poverty in California in 2021 than in 2019. That is good news, but the bad news is that was due only to government relief payments, not to an improving economy or more job opportunities. The Public Policy Institute of California found that about 4.5 million Californians live in poverty at or below $36,000 for a family of 4. The programs helping to lift people out of poverty include the Federal Earned Income Tax Credit, the Federal Child Tax Credit, and the California Earned Income Tax Credit. But many are insisting that federal stimulus checks needs to be approved immediately. Well, my awesome and beautiful friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this January 15th. My friends, I appreciate all of you for being here daily, and thank you so much for being part of this community. To show my appreciation, I will be doing weekly giveaways. I will be announcing 2 winners this coming Friday for a $75 Walmart gift card. If you would like to enter the giveaways, all you have to do, friends, is make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. Thank you very much, friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed week.